system, whether it's the news, and then the YouTube streets and all of the other outlets. What is there? X, Instagram, and TikTok and things of that nature. Although we know that these celebrities, some of the information they don't want out. And so, I was curious. And so I'm here with y'all today because Tekashi 6ix9ine, I'm looking at his walk and his steps and what's going on with him now, and is there any question, this is all speculation and conspiracy theories, for the powers that be, allegedly, but we're going to get into it. We're not stupid, and we're not far from the truth. We know that the things that are hidden in plain sight, they're coming to be found true. They're proven. Their secrets of the music industry, um, the currency of the demonic, it's not hidden anymore, because now we're seeing the outlets and just the ways that they move and how they move, okay, to keep the currency of the slaves repetitive, for the currency of the world. This is, how do you say it? This goes to the deep state, the CIA. Okay, let me not say that, but okay, just the deep state, and then on up through these fraternities and the powers that be, the Illuminati. But like I said, we're focused on the branch, the sext, SECTS. Okay, that's what I'm talking about, not sex, SE, even though that's involved, ritual magic. They found themselves on this because this is the entryway, this is the doorway into these secret societies that run the culture of the music industry and or any parts of the entertainment industry or the broadcast system, whether it's the news outlets, everything that is being pushed to us, all of the information, all of your outlets, they're all connected. So back to Tekashi 6ix9ine, and then I also want to get on the David dude. I forgot his last name, but we'll get to that in a minute. However, so Tekashi 6ix9ine, right? Let me see where I'm at. Today is October 2nd, 2025. Normally I do a video, so make sure you guys hit the thumbs up and you like, share, and subscribe for more content like this at Marona Prophecy 597. So, and I'm just looking for, hey, we're bored. Today is Wednesday. Let's get it on. Let's talk about something. Okay, other than a teaching or something that I would give y'all based on the ponderance of my mind and y'all minds too. Y'all thinking just like me, right? You guys are speculating just like me. You guys are putting two and two together like me. You guys are spiritual just like me. You guys can read and interpret symbols just like me, right? And so, like I said, back to Tekashi 6ix9ine. He is the rapper. And I also want to speak on his girlfriend. Is it Ariella Picando? Or am I saying her right? Her name right? Okay. Polanco. Ariella Polanco, rest in peace. Okay. She was murdered. And it goes viral on August 17th, 2025, and she was found dead at 8 a.m. in the morning, right? So this is Tekashi. We're going to start with him. We're going to start with his history and the factors that tie and weigh into the music industry and how you get entangled and caught up in the mess that you're in. And it stems from poverty. Y'all, I'm telling you, poverty and no moral compass. No foundation that you stand on, as far as, well, you do stand on a foundation, but your foundation just might not be high enough. The graph and or, how do you say it, the ratio of your moral compass is real low. So if that frequency is low, you're going towards the demonic. You're going towards the polytheistics, believing in these ill gods, right? These little deities. And then when you get involved with them, they give you all the desires of your heart, all the desires that you want, the material wealth and gain. But then it leads to filthy lucre. And it's filthy lucre in the beginning because you're seeking out beings, and you don't realize that these are ancient beings that have been monitoring you and studying you from sometimes even before you were, well, at the time of conception. I'm talking about as far as the Lord's mind. The Lord said he knew you before you were born, right? So before we were even thought of, the luminaries, okay, the cosmos, the principalities, the rulers, the powers of the air, they were seeking you out. And this is where the fallen angels come in at. And then the Nephilim, who have invaded the earth, mating with us because they saw that we were pleasing in their sight. And they wanted to intertwine, entangle with us, knowing that that was against the rules and regulations of Yahweh, the great God, Alpha, right? In the beginning. So, between the deeps of the sea and the firmament, and then the day and the night, and then the days of Noah, right? Before and after the flood. And then there's Adam, right? And then Satan was already corrupt. His name was Satan. He had a new identity because he was fallen, right? He wanted the desires of his heart. He wanted to be and take over the dominion of who created him. So on to say, what I'm trying to say is history repeats itself. Okay, we have generations and generations and generations. And so this is how we come to be today, but it is modernized based on culture and ethics. And the ethics, trust me, they go back to your beliefs, your faith, which is people's religion nowadays, on really self gain. Like, you put your morality in the back seat because you're idolizing yourself first, which is pride, the Leviathan, and not humility. You're not humbling yourself to your creator. You're getting how do you say? You're at a vulnerable state. Some may know that they're in or that they're not in. And so at that vulnerable state, okay, you have to think about what's at stake. Why are you vulnerable? What are you lacking? The Lord says we lack nothing, right? And this goes back to every tribe, but the Israelites, were the tribe of Judah. And what I'm trying to say is, you knew who you were supposed to be serving in the beginning, but you got misled, right? And when you would, how do you say it? When you would go to other lands, and then we could put ourselves in today's society, when you go to other cities, states, or when you meet other cultures, you adapt their traits. See? Traits. You get it? Your bloodline. And you don't even know that it's spiritual, that these things are rooted spiritually before you were born. And so this is why we speak of today's society as far as like the government and the Illuminati. the conspiracies. Oh, this is a plan where we're breaking through the matrix. This is a plan. This was already orchestrated before our time. It's a stage. It's set up for you to follow the lead, follow in line, worker bees, because it's a slave system. Okay. And so on to say, let's get right on into it. Tekashi 6ix9ine, we already know about the music industry and how they trap you. They entrap you into a desire of your heart. See what I'm saying? See how it all connects, it all coincides. It there is a beginning. And so as you follow the path, the timeline, and then Satan, he only gives you a certain amount of time, because you have entangled, you have mingled, you have intertwined, you have entered into an agreement and or a contract. You have said yes to this lower entity for something that you want of your desire for gratification, which is idolism. It is the works of the flesh, the things that God is against. See, we have a moral compass when we're born, even though we're born into a fallen world. And it is your conscience, which is worked through your heart. And sometimes people bypass that because of their environment. So that's where Ephesians 6:10 comes in at, about the principalities, the powers of the air. We are not fighting against ourselves. We are fighting against spiritual beings that's higher than, well, we're a little, higher than us. Amen. Yes, higher than us. We were made a little bit lower than the angels. But the Lord has given us all the power, the dominion over all the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt us. We put that to a back seat and we give up our right, our birthright. So now, take what I said and put that in the music industry. This is a sect. This is a branch off, a lucrative economy based on a um, a slave trade, but a trade for financial stability, for financial gain. So filthy lucre, money is not the evil. The evil is the spirit behind the way you work and utilize your money, because it has principles and laws that you are to follow, and they are spiritual. They are from the blood, from the creator. This agreement that he spoke, his word was so powerful that he spoke us into life, into being. You get it? So you might not agree with how it is written, but it is written. And it's for everyone to follow. And so when you break these things spiritually, there's a crack. There's a crack in the realms, like between, you draw a wedge. Remember Lazarus and the rich man, y'all? Come on now. When Lazarus died, he went into the bosom of Abraham, Abraham, right? Yeah, Father Abraham. But it was the rich man on the opposite side. Remember everything when he was living, he didn't want to touch the poor man. He didn't want to do anything concerning the poor man. He was like, he was beneath him. He was a peasant. You know? He was none like, no regard for human life. It's how the rich man felt towards the low, the poor, right? So put yourself, how many years are we all work? Okay, so what? We're doing good, houses, all that. So what? You're still working, you're still below poverty level if you look it up. Most of us. Okay. So on the stage, your lineage, and then also your environment where you live at. That's your region. That's the thing of the air regarding spiritual. So on to say, Satan, he's roaming to and fro, seeking whom he may devour. Remember, he tempted Jesus and brought him to the high mountain, had him look upon the earth and the world, and said he would give him this, that, if he would just bow down and worship him. The same tactics of the enemy then, which are ancient, are the same tactics used now in public society, in the world, the universe, humankind. It doesn't matter what origin, what race, what creed, color that you are. Um, it does matter your belief system and what you think, because that's the battle, that's the war in the mind between Satan and Yahweh, Yeshua, Jesus Christ, however you want to say it, the one true and living God. There's a battle, there's a struggle, there's a pull, there's a force, because it's good and then it's evil. So once you got that, then you want to look at what do they promote to humans, to everyday people like me and you, who are not well off and rich and up in a certain bracket, in a level to where you're in different clubs and you operate different. It's certain stuff that you don't see, or that you don't touch, or that you're not subjected to. Now, you have access to all the broadcasting systems, the airways. You know a little bit more occultic things that we don't know, because once you get higher up, we know that you got to give the sacred things. They want the sacred things from you the higher you get up. So that's also a red flag telling you, okay, something is suspicious. But some people, like I said, give up their birthright and they go with the flow. And then you see the operation and the works of Satan throughout your life. And then you're bound up, you're locked up, you can't get out. Because, like I said, when you're born, also, just like when Jesus Christ was born, or when he was to be born, the magistrates, the magi's, the wise men, right? You know how people got the, what do you call that on Christmas, which is pagan. But on Christmas, how they have, they have Mary, da da da. I forgot what you call them, but it's on the tip of my tongue. But on to say, the three wise men. Everybody looked upon them as they were great and oh, they were good. You don't even know the history behind them. They were magicians, magi's, magistrates. They were the soothsayers, the mediums, because they went by the stars. That's how they got their sign. That's how they worked their powers. This is the deities, the sun, and then the luminaries, the cosmos, maybe Venus, from the east. All this to gain direction, because back in those days, they didn't have a compass, and they didn't have AI back then. So I'm saying they sought out other life forms other than themselves, and they worshipped, and they did all these sigils, and they performed all of these ritualistic things to gain this secret and hidden knowledge that we call today the occult. And I'm saying it's even in your history from back when Jesus Christ was coming into the world, because we needed a savior. We were lost then. You get it? So, on to say, fast forward. Let's fast forward to 2025, right? And we're talking about rappers, the industry. And I just felt like, hey, we was bored. Y'all, I guess y'all make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, right? This is informative, and we just rapping, right? But make sure you guys subscribe, and then also check out the other videos. And I'm just putting myself in you guys' shoes. Maybe you're bored with my content right now, because I've been on some studying type stuff, and just exploring and pondering all of the things that the Bible has to offer that I can tolerate, that I can learn on my own. Show yourself to be approved, be a good student, right? You should study and to seek out these things and not take things for face value. And that's what I'm saying, because that's what they throwing out. That's what the masses, the high ups, is throwing out to us common, secular, and worldly, and religious. Even though I'm not religious, my faith and my belief is in Jesus Christ. But I'm saying, I hate when people say, "Oh, your religion." Oh, it's not a religion; it's a faith. It's a belief, right? Okay, that's a real true person that knows what the God that they serve, right, on the stage. So fast forward, the occultic people, the Satanists, the Luciferians, the atheists, the agnostics, they look at us like, oh, and the scientists. But some scientists are coming to our side. They believe in, oh yeah, God, he's real. Blah, blah. And then they be tapping into all this alchemy. It's a lot of stars into alchemy and all of these things. Some unbeknownst to them, and then a lot of them, yes. And then by that time, there's a pull. You gravitate. You cannot stop because it's a supernatural force by a door that you have opened, or you have abominated yourself and defiled yourself by these rituals, and or also you have banned yourself and cut yourself off from the true and living God who made the stars, the cosmos, the universe, the planets, everything, and everything in it. You cut him off by, you made your contract, your spiritual, your blood agreement, you made it null and void. And that's what a lot of us don't know. But what God is showing us, he's showing us through the fallen stars. Where do you think that name came from? Fallen stars. When you go to Hollywood, okay, land of the fallen angels, right? If you get inducted, that means if you do well with your indoctrination, your schooling, all of your rituals, all of your hazings, all of your humiliation rituals, all of your sacrifices, and all of the things, your transhumanism and all of these things, if you go through all of these steps, you know, and you enter into the right fraternities, the Boule, the Masons, the Eastern Star, and many other sects off. The other secret societies they have, what they have, Scientology, the MK Ultra, the test, all of the experiments, undenounced to unknowingly to the public, the common people, which is us. They call us common, right? Secular. To us, we don't know these things because it's hidden. It's secret. There is laws and regulations protecting this dark art, is what they call it. This craft of living and being productive. You can operate if you do A, B, C, and D. If you cover A, B, C, and D, you can operate as a corporation, a entity, a LLC, or whatever you want to hide behind. You can register as a business. And that's what y'all don't realize. These are devils, witches, and warlocks, shamans. What do you think when you go to a a shaman, or you go to a warlock or somebody of high status in the occult, in the demonic, right? Um, to get a cleansing or something performed, or you want a service rendered to you. You have to pay money. So money is ruling this. So mammon, and then like I said, Moloch, Baal, all of these things, and then we have all of these other deities. We have the Marine Kingdom. We have a lot of Hollywood people are into Santeria now. TEKASHI 6ix9ine. He is of Mexican or Hispanic descent. We know that, the origin. So don't you notice when all of the things went on with him, of him snitching, and then after he snitched, they, how do you say it when you they don't want you no more? Oh, the disownment, the black ball. Okay, I don't know if it was something he broke in the contract, or if his contract was up after a certain amount of years because he was not producing. These are the things that's unbeknownst to us. But if you study and watch the signs and the symbols and the patterns, and then you listen, for each person, it be the same damn near, depending on what genre of the industry they're in. So we have the entertainment, but we're talking about the music right now. So we're in the music genre. We're in that branch of the demonic, right? And it's on the hierarchy because music run the world too. Music has been here from the beginning of time. The harp, the lyre, the 10-string lyre in the Bible, the Psalms, the songs of Solomon, the songs of Miktam, and come on, David, right? In the Bible, the Holy Bible. See, they hate it. Stop hating. We here for the truth. This is Merlin Prophecy. I don't want to say if this is news, but this is Merlin Prophecy's production. And so I'm here to entertain you and to educate you. And hey, let's investigate these things. Let's investigate. They talk about us. That's what I'm saying. Us YouTubers, oh, the YouTube community, they just report. Well, you giving us what you want us to report, and then when we investigate, you know the next steps what you take. But I will say YouTube is a little bit more better than some of the other outlets. TikTok. You can't even say certain stuff. They don't want a conspiracy on there. I guess I don't know. But now back to TEKASHI 6ix9ine, rapper. His girlfriend is Ariella Picando. Am I saying her name right? Um, what's her name? Hold on, y'all. Whatever. Ariella Polanco, the girlfriend, right? So she gets killed in, I assume, is it Miami? Don't quote me and don't come for me, YouTube, if I'm just, a little off with the locations and all that. On the set, that's why I got my notes today. Okay? But anyway, she was doing her own thing. You know, she was doing her own thing. So we have factors of conspiracy, alleged rumors, culture. We have legalities of a signature, and that goes back to contracts, right? And then let me see. So we're talking about today. We're gonna do a checklist here about the rabbit hole, right? So the facts based, unbiased info, but we're gonna say allegedly, okay? The propaganda agendas pushed through the airways for the music industry and or just the outlets that cover entertainment. So we'll sum it up like that. The hidden operations behind it, I spoke on some of that, right? And that they're ancient, where they come from, because for certain conditions and circumstances of your life, these people were seeking out lower deities, el gods, here on earth, in the air, within the realms, the heavenlies, to get the work done. They didn't want to wait on the Lord. They didn't want to be holy. They didn't want to be, they had self-gain and ambition. Remember Tupac? My ambition as a rider. And he rolled out. Pop, 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 like Pop Smoke. They popped them, right? Your name Pop Smoke, what they do? They popped you. They smoked you. See how everything got an origination? See the magic in the witchcraft that they use? Are you guys getting this? Are you understanding this? Now, we not even on Pop Smoke, but, he came to my mind, Pop Smoke. That was his stage name. That was his alter ego. That was the actor that they gave him, right? The position, the character to be played on the stage. But behind the stage, they were plotting for his ruin. But they don't care about a ruin. They don't care. That's what I'm saying. This thing is operated by power and money. The deities, Leviathan, Behemoth, right? Because we're the people on the land seeking out things in the air to help us to get through life, daily living, things of daily living. Right? It's been since the beginning of the time. Man was born to live, right? But we were supposed to be die to self for Jesus Christ because we were interrupted. And so being interrupted and being stuck and bound by these entities now that have fallen, we became an incorruptible thing, and we failed too. And so they put these, this is the architecture, this is the how do you say it, this is the operation, the beast system behind the scenes to work the person and or the human being, mankind, to work you, work you to death like a machine, for the gain of the demonic world, to keep that realm afloat and running, because it's different kingdoms. Jesus Christ's kingdom is not here. He said that he went home to the Father, but he left the Holy Spirit, right, to dwell in us and to do more, better, not better, but bigger things than he did, right? So we're supposed to walk in his likeliness, the light, but we know Satan is from the darkness, and we know what happened in the beginning of the time before Satan became Satan. He was in the music industry up in the heavens. Your works do follow you. Look up the scripture. Your works do follow you, says the Lord. So on to say they do follow you. He fell and he brought that with him. Right? His jewels. He brought that, whatever was birthed and made in him, he brought that down with him, and it was corrupted, right? Because he wants to go against the Lord. But anyways, I'm just setting the foundation, because put that perspective into now. Because some of y'all not spiritual, but y'all think y'all is, because y'all handling rocks and crystals and saying tarot cards and looking up to astrology. Okay, these are things that you're a little witch. Stop, you little right? Before it gets real out here in these streets, because that's what I'm saying. This is the stage. Like, everything is in the dark that comes to the light. The Lord, okay, Satan, you want to do this, but you have to expose yourself this. And then my true ones that understand, they will be able to those will be my true people, because they understand and they see what's going on behind the scenes. It's out. Like, you understand. So on to say, I remember when they got him and they had him sign that contract. What did they do? They publicized it. They put it on video. So now back to Diddy. Okay, TEKASHI, you a baby Diddy is what I'm finding out too. I know y'all be like, oh, no. No, it goes deeper. They have been exposing some stuff on him too. That's what I'm saying. They're using his baby mama, and then they're using the culture vulture, which is the outlet, the broadcast that is set up by the government. Like I said, now Vlad, he might have went out and sought a career on his own, his upbringing, and how he got his show and everything. But what I'm trying to say is, the higher you go up, you got to make a connection. You see what I'm trying to say? It's like a map. You got to connect with somebody. You got to be connected in order to go up, to gross a certain amount of money through the government, the federal. You have to. That's how you're gonna end up. So if you didn't believe in this or you didn't believe in that, eventually you're gonna bend a little bit in order to stay afloat in the currency. You get what I'm trying to say? And this is where these laws come in at. Like the Lord told me, maritime and admiralty law. This all ties in, y'all, because all of these, your lawyers, your governments, your polices, all of these entities that are here to, all of your politicians, all of these people that make the law and serve and protect, they are the ones who are being infiltrated by these deities of the air. But it's just things that they have adopted. They're just following suit. It's a domino effect. Like, do what you're told. How does it say no evil? What is it? Speak no evil, hear no evil. Right. Okay, Hollywood. So even though he is a lower, he's a bottom slave, like rappers are. We already know spiritually, and how do you say it? Spiritually, and it's out, so everybody knows. that they're controlled. They're controlled, you know, like they have to do what they're told. Otherwise, what they do, they take you out. Why did they take you out? Okay, because it's the Hunger Games, it's draconian rulership, and it is all, how could I say it? This all stems from your written and verbal agreement. Remember, God spoke you into, he spoke you into existence by a word. And then it was done. It was bound on earth and in heaven. It was loosed. But what I'm saying, it was binded up. Like it was connected. That's how it goes in order to get to produce, to get this, the experience that you want to manifest, to happen, or right? So that's what I'm saying. Thinking about the ancient days, now add that to right now, compare it. Same thing. They're doing the same things, but they're modernizing it because it's a pattern. It's a way that you are to do things, to operate in this world, in this universe, to produce what you want, the desires of your heart. And some people take the good way. Most people take the negative way because they feel like it's too long, or they is whatever is in your heart. The heart ain't right from the beginning. So on to say, we already know Tekashi 6ix9ine. He wasn't rich. He was poor. Um, he got his baby mama pregnant or whatever at a young age. They all living in his mama house. Okay, what was he doing first? He was into clothes and stuff like that. So here we come. Now I want to come to y'all with. I wrote this down with the scouts, right? The scouts. This is how the scouts come into play. Although, let me see. Right fast. Let's see if I can show y'all. Alright. So I said all, well, I showed y'all all that to show y'all. Y'all know his style. And so what is he talking about? Okay, what is he, sorry, my camera ain't right now. What is he promoting? What is the agenda through the industry? Okay, you're gonna be a rapper. Um, they look at your style and then they critique you. They orchestrate you from the beginning. You sign this contract. Now you're gonna have these people under you. You're gonna have these people following you. You're gonna be accounted for at all times. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, wherever you go, the money you spend, they don't even give you money right off. Like, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But what I'm trying to say is there's a catch to that. Depending on however much amount your contract is worth, and then who you get signed to. That's what I'm trying to say. Every producer is not high in the industry. It's some working from the bottom too, worker bees. And then the majority, the reason why you see a lot of death and sacrifices is because sorry, my nose earring came out. I didn't have no back on it. But say like, okay, for the rap, the music industry, it's more gutter. It's more desperate people for less money willing to do more things. So you get these poor people in the industry. They're smart though. They know how to produce. They know how to make their own music. They know how to make their own tapes. All of this because they're watching. They're watching this stuff. Just like Soulja Boy, we already know Soulja Boy was a genius, but that's just because he from the hood and he living regular life and he's watching the broadcast. See how history repeats itself from every different angle? That Okay, so hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can put this back. Okay, I got it back in there. I don't want to spend too much time on that because I want to talk about okay, so the legalities. The lawyers are connected, the judge, the attorney, because they know soon, once they put you in a bind and they set you up because they want you to do a certain thing, an act that is 9 times out of 10 illegal, but it's on the backside. It's hidden, not to the industry, but it's just hidden to, how you said, the authorities for a time being, because they want, it's lucrative. They want money, another, how you say it, another avenue for you to gross more money to give to them, to add into the promotion, your propaganda of you being an actor, a rapper, and entertainment. This is how entertainer. This is how it goes. That's what I'm saying. They mold you. They groom you. This is where it comes in at. So, and they make you more flamboyant of the person that you were when they found you. Because some people that you find on the street, they already got something going, a little bit of something going. Like they be like, oh, they do got some talent. And then some people, plants and whatever else, or this is just a victim. See, the scouts in the new, and like, say for instance, he was he from New York or whatever, but I'm just saying, out there in those rough streets, that's the four corners of the earth. You will see everything. You will find every down deep hidden thing you're looking for, and it's just all of the demonic out there. You know, they got the botanicals, they got all this stuff, everything of these lower deities, these el gods that you can get into. You know, all of this self worship, this idolism, this sin leads to death. Oh, okay, do what thou wilt. All of this stuff is everything gravitating, everything, you know, of the demonic is out there, because this is the worldly. So I'm trying to say, New York is a big place. They got these things, and what I'm trying to say is, spiritually, these devils, they find these victims. Remember, Satan likes to come in through trauma, but if he doesn't come in through trauma, he comes in through the low state that you're in. That's why you got to keep your frequency high. You got to keep it pure, you know. And I don't mean no cleansing and sage. I don't mean that. I mean worshiping the one true God, him only. That's the only way. That's the way. So this ain't Oprah. It ain't many ways, Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise and Oprah. What are they? Scientology. Okay, the Eastern Star. But on to say what I'm trying to say. They find normal people that are struggling. So that's the poverty demon, which is mammon. Okay, they and then they tempt you. They lure you with the opportunity. Hey, I can get you. Remember, I said he was into clothes, fashion. So he was very flamboyant. They say from the beginning. This is what his baby mama, I forgot her name. But anyway, the baby mama was saying, when she's telling the story on Vlad and wherever else, you know, she was just talking about him, saying how he was before versus now, and what Hollywood does, they amplify you. If you got something already going for yourself and it's good and it's a niche and they know that they can produce off of you, then they'll go with that until that burns out. But if you are not, but they see that you're able to learn and you're submissive and you're willing to do anything, okay, that's the victim. Okay, he's a sacrifice victim. So I think they were looking at TEKASHI from the beginning as he's lucrative for sacrifice, because he's a low level slave. We didn't have to offer him much. We didn't have to give him that much of an opportunity for him to grab on and leech and involve himself with us. You know, like, he didn't really think of himself too much. All he wanted he wanted the opportunity, right? To grow. Okay, he wanted to, now, okay, they done pitched, oh, we want you to, why don't you rap? Yeah, somebody came to him on the street, she said, and said, hey, you should rap. See, that's the lure. That's the scout. Believe it or not, this scout might not, he might know he's a scout, or he might just be working with other people that got connections from the street, that got connections to go up to the industry. And that's 9 times out of 10 how it be. Normal people, but they got connection. Like they say, you have to know somebody to know somebody to know somebody. And this is how it gets started. But that doesn't mean that they start you out high. They start you out low. They work you and see what you can do. And it's either the strong survive and you make it, or you don't. And so this is how they take you down the rabbit hole and destroy you. But it's all for power and it's all for money. And then you go in their portfolio. Your masters don't belong to you because they're your master. So you did all of this abomination, this defilement, this witchcraft for your life to be to nothing, for it to be void, for you to be, in Satan's kingdom. You can't get out. Like Lil Uzi Vert said, you can't get out. You can't get out. Nah. Okay, it's all true. So what else I wanted to talk about? Let's see. Oh, and then look how they did the Sarah Molina, his baby mama. Like they set her up to like snitch on him with them papers. Like she was saying,
paperwork that recently got released, which you have on your lap right now.
I do.
And this is essentially Tekashi 6ix9ine's transcript of his guilty plea. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I have you read? Let me see where exactly it is here.
now according to her, she didn't even know that they was gonna have her read that. I don't know if she says in this interview or further down the line, but I want to skip through this. I'm just saying you can decipher and read through the lines after watching so much of this stuff. We see this stuff every day. This is what they try to program us with, but we not in this lifestyle, so that's why we can see it, right?
That it was caught on camera.
Okay.
Listen.
No.
Did you ever see him fight a man?
No.
So
I seen him try to fight for the first time ever in my life. At the airport. When they caught that when
that airport.
Yeah.
Remember that?
And mind you, I've been with him 7 years. I've never seen him fight a dude until that incident, that it was caught on camera.
Okay. So you're saying he only really fought women?
I mean, he only put his hands on me. Like, did a lot of his image. Covering up.
To fucking slap me and he still...
She should smack you. And you said,
Tekashi should slap you. I will pay that nigga to fucking slap me and he still won't do it.
She said she was covering up for him.
In that caption, he catching him, like tripping up his leg, But that was just me defending him, me protecting him. This isn't nothing new that he's already felt. And when he beat my ass in Dubai, he's basically after 2 hours, he was kicking me in my chin, kicking me in my face, black and blue. Just the following morning, he woke up and forced.
you left the house before the trip.
Yeah.
'Cause
She just wanted me out the house.
rifle and a backpack that was tied to an armed robbery.
Yeah. That's crazy. Like, can you...
And so what she talking about right there is she don't know it because she living this life too, because now it's fame and all that, right? But what I'm trying to say is the industry sets up scenarios for things to happen to you, just like the David dude. I ain't even got on him yet. This might be another video for him, but they set you up either to pump fear in you, to promote more workings out of you. And that's basically a way to strong arm you, but not putting a gun on you, but still threatening you and coercing you and videotaping you, P. Diddy things. This is what I'm saying. I wonder where's the video. The reason why I say P. Diddy is because come to find out, okay, he was messing with an underage girl too. They make you do these things. They make it seem like it's cool because of their environment. And then when you do it, it's either recorded or saw by somebody who is a witness, or they have you speak these things out by your loved ones, like Sarah Molina. She getting ambushed with these questions by vulture culture fed Vlad. And all of this stuff is being documented and recorded. So it's going on the books, and it can, remember what they say to you, this that you're saying, what you're saying, your Miranda rights, can and will be held against you in the court of law. And this is how they get you. And they blackmail you and they frame you. The industry is a death cult. It's pressed off of your fear. It's made off of your fear because fear produces you the willing spirit to do anything. And so you're disposed as commodity when you can't produce anymore. And so they didn't set up all these laws and regulations within this industry that produces and make money. It even goes far as back to how do you say it? Um, Not stocks and bonds, but the rappers. You're a commodity. You know the Nasdaq and all of that, like in New York. I forgot the exchange, the stocks exchange. These people are involved in that too because it's by the entities and the brands that they put you under, that they contract you with. Diageo, okay, Sean P. Diddy Combs, and these people have power and money, and then it goes higher up because also these entities, they practice stuff in their daily life, this alchemy and this ritual magic, in order to keep, with these fertility and these war deities, these gods of the air, of the sea, all of these things. I'm telling you that it's from the beginning of time, but history is repeating itself. This is how these people stay high and afloat, and then they be looking weird. Like they got witch doctors in the what is that one witch, the industry witch? She be with fashion, and she was with Rihanna baby daddy, and they all be caught taking pictures, and they all satanic and all, because these are the practitioners practicing this stuff and introducing these celebrities, these stars, into these things to get them connected, to get them bound spiritually to where they can't get out. They don't want to get out. They're bewitched. They're stuck. They're caught. Your star is stolen. Your spiritual star from birth. At your destiny. That's why your destiny swap. Your destinies be stolen. This is also sacrificial. Sacrifices don't have to be blood. It could be like Shine. How Sean P. Diddy Combs, Puff Daddy, did the singer or the rapper Shine. And now he's the ambassador for Belize. Okay. But he's a Mason. The brotherhood. You had to sacrifice. You had to let him do this, or this had to be done for you to get higher spiritually. 33 degree Mason shack, things of this nature, y'all. You just look up the history for everybody. So you have to go through these doors, and then it's certain doors, and then you get comfortable, and then money is the thing, because Hollywood costs, even though Los Angeles is so broke down. Like, it's nothing but poverty and all this, people out their mind. It's just everything falling. That's the culture. That's what it's cultivated. It's dangerous out there, really. Like, everything is spiritual. There's so many portals open, and so these people, they go out there. And, because first of all, when you sign your contracts, your handlers and or your promoters, your CEOs, your managers, they have this all worked out in a plan under your contract. You have to move. Now you have to get up. Jennifer Hudson, you had to move. So then they could orchestrate to do the sacrifices to appease these deities, to get you started, to get you inducted, the Baphomet and all of these things. Okay, now you got to do these spiritual rituals. So now we know that you're with us. You're branded with us. You're showing your allegiance, your homage. You have given it up. Rusty screwdriver in the butt. Remember, whoa, Vicky, she said she went to a club and what was it? They wanted some of her blood. This only in LA, y'all. This is crazy, right? Me, honestly, I personally had some friends and or people that I knew from the past. I kid you not. They have went to LA looking for something bigger and better and lost their life in the worst ways. I have people I can count. People I know that got stabbed. People I know that got shot. I don't know what they was doing how they got up in these situations. But I'm saying it was all bad for them. Going out to that haunted, fallen land the Holly Tree, Hollywood, the foundation, Los Angeles. Like it's spiritual out there. So this is where people go to get these things. But these are fallen things. So it's just the it's like an Area 51. This is where people go to get these things. Just like if you go to a witch doctor, I'm going to you to get this spiritual demonic thing. This power. Same thing. This self gain. Or I want to bottle somebody up back to the Hunger Games. I want to gain power. I want to steal their energy vampires. I want to steal this. Oh, so the way that you do this is you can go about it many ways. You can go kill that person. You can go put a hex. You can go put a vex on them. You can go plant something, whatever. Give them some food. Give them a drug them, and then perform these things on them. And like it's all that. It's portals. You think that you're walking into one business establishment. When you get in there, the whole environment change out there. Like I'm saying, you walk into Ross Dress for Less food clothing store, but once you get in there, the whole environment changed to Waterworld. Like it's that spiritual out there. It's practitioners working because it's legal. Are you getting it? And so how they're keeping their commodity and their currency is using and sacrificing the people for whatever that's where the organs and all of this stuff comes from, y'all. Do you understand? The harvesting. Nothing on the human body is waste in the demonic. It's all lucrative, filthy lucre. It's all a commodity. And so they work these bottom people who are in poverty stricken communities and areas. This is where the demonics send their scouts out to. And so these scouts are in plain clothes. I'm saying everyday people, cars, lifestyles, everything. But you come to work. When you come to the work, you're coming for the devil. So when you leave your house at 7 o'clock a.m. and you clock in up in Hollywood and fallen angels land, you're on the clock for the demonic. It's demon time. And then when you get off, okay, now you back home. But these things follow you. You thinking that you're free and clear, but you're still connected. You're bound up too. Because let you make a wrong move, let you try to quit, or let you leave a manager or a CEO or a record label or an industry on with a bad taste in their mouth. They coming for you. See? Sean P. Diddy Combs, he thought he was... They came for you. You left a bad taste in these rich people's mouths, and you thought that it was just superficial, but it's all spiritual. But you should know, because you've been selling your woo-woo. Like they damn near been killing you to kill other people. You know what I mean? That's how you the mogul of the world. Okay, so on let's say TEKASHI 6ix9ine. Let's see him another one. Let me see. We're gonna be closing this up and out. However, I just wanted y'all to see. So, oh yeah, and then everything she say that be on like Vlad Vulture Culture, his show or whatever, they publicize it, they publish it, the broadcast system, the airways. That's why I said it's all connected. It's everybody getting paid off that her speaking a part of that contract. You don't know what's in your contract, but she connected to him. You see what I'm saying? That's the map. And then he connected because he done gave verbal written contracts and then blood, because they asked for blood. Sometimes even to sign the contract. Is that not weird? Is that a red flag? No. Because you willing to do anything. And so this is how they get you. And then they use that thing, that cloth, that written thing, written out by your hand, that agreement, actual tangible thing. Like I said, witchcraft, hoodoo, voodoo. It could be a object. It could be your drawers that you wear. It could be a shirt. It could be some glasses. It could be writing somebody's name on a piece of paper. That carries weight and power when you take it to demonic. The demonic, it's always somebody, a practitioner, that knows how to use that for the workings of evil for self gain against you or whatever at a price. And so these people, they are just modernized. They're wearing suits. It's all and it's all organized. The witchcraft, which is control, is all organized. And they set you up. They trap you in videos, in contracts, written things. These are the things that the demonic is asking for. So it's just adopted, and it's translated into modern day common man, because they call us stupid, they mock us, da 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 da, because they're using us. And all of these outlets are ways to get people into fulfilling their dreams, their fantasies. Everybody want to be a star. Oh, just go to Hollywood, you can do it. Oh, okay. Right. So we're gonna close this out, but let's read. So what did it say? TEKASHI 6ix9ine, baby mama Sarah Molina alleges physical and sexual abuse. And let's kind of fast forward. But yeah, this was a while ago. Okay, but anyway, we already know. Let me scan. He was taken in custody in November 2018, about a year after rising to fame with the hit single Gummo, which was released on November 2017. 6ix9ine, whose real name is Daniel Hernandez, is facing up to 47 years in federal prison. See, here comes the trickery. Here comes the how do you say it? Here comes the trap. Here comes the setup, the situation behind the scene. Okay, and then we already know, we're finding out that these jails are ran by these high entities. You see what I'm saying? So it's all orchestrated. It's all going together. Okay, let's incarcerate you so we can either get some more money out of you, but making you do things you don't want to do, to hire up, to add more to the beast system, because they just want money from you. You're a slave. You're a worker now. So you have to go through the process now too, just like the regular slaves in the music industry that has the label rapper on them. And then depending on what label that you're under, you're subject to their witchcraft, their type of control. And it is draconian rulership. And I told y'all, draconian rulership, all that means in a sum is, it's the type of control. First of all, it's witchcraft, because control, witchcraft is control. But what I'm trying to say is, it's by any means necessary. They Malcolm X you by 1,000%. Like, to where they turn on you. Snakes in the industry, like I said, you can sacrifice, you can do anything as long as you don't get caught under the radar. But they want to document everything as a leash on you, or a hold on you, or evidence on you, a case that you fumble, or you snitch, or you tell, or things don't work out for you. If the authorities, if it's a chance they coming after me, they coming after you first, because you're the slave, like you're the puppet, like you have no substance, you have no, you're not worth anything. And so they also put life insurance on you, the first thing too, that you don't even know. So I don't think these people be knowing, because they don't read the contract. But I don't even think they be really be putting that. I think it's just hidden. They put all this money on you, so if all else fails, they just take you out and get the money, and they distribute it between the entities. Like, it's so black and white. But these people fall victim time and time again, right? Okay, so we closing it up. Let me see. I thought I had something else on here, but I guess that I don't. Enough for watching her. Let me see. Was that all? And he has rebranded himself. He just went to his native country. Remember, he was in Mexico. He was doing rituals out there. I don't care what nobody say. It's not just to get away, to get to your culture. Even Sean P. Diddy Combs was traveling to these exotic places, because these are where the shamans and the witch doctors are for the high power. Do you get it? Like, it's a pattern. Even Meek Mills, before he went to the Black concert or whatever, this was years ago, before he even got popped by Diddy, but it was working up there. Nobody knew, but I saw it. Go watch my Kanye West video. They was going out there to get these, to do these spells, these incantations, to give up these things, to pay homage to um intertangle. They wanted to do these things for this power and to go up. Like, it's a requirement for the next level, next stage, right? Yep. So let me see. I think this is it, y'all. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe for more content like this at Marona Prophecy 597. So Vlad's title is here: TEKASHI 69 baby mother, Sarah Molina, on snitching, abuse, kidnapping, cheating. See his titles. But now on to the girl, his baby mama. I mean, not his baby mama, but his the girlfriend who got killed, right? Okay, she could have just been in the crosshairs. Like, you'll never really know, like, until they find a killer, or did they plan that on the killer? Like, it's all type of scenarios, because it's a web of deception and lies. And this is how they entangle it. Chaos. Because they don't want you to know. They don't want you to find out.
I'm not thinking that he's in any danger. I'm thinking that he did something or got caught up in something that he has to grab his jewelry and be out. So I take the jewelry, I wrap it up. I'm in a towel, mind you. And I go downstairs and I call him. I'm like, I'm downstairs. Where are you? And he's like, I'm pulling up right now. He hangs up the phone on me. So a car pulls up. Even pictures in front of our building that I don't recognize.
Hold on, guys.
It's not the driver's car. So I'm just...
Okay, so right there, she's talking about the setup. When they set 6ix9ine up and kidnapped him, his own gang or whatever, supposedly because he snitched. So it's always a chain reaction for something that you do, a cause and effect. But they cause you to do these things. It besets us from the beginning on down the line, which leads you, and it's like a certain amount of time. Like, it might be years, like how they give you in the industry, 5 years to see what you could do, 10 years if you making it, okay, 15 years because you're doing some things, 20 years, like Sean P. Diddy Combs, he had to do a lot. He had to give it up. He had to give up the ghost to be where he at. So for a lot of them, Jay-Z, all of them, it's one person I want to say, but I'm not going to say it right now because I just ain't going to say it. But, so with the Ariella girl, right, the girlfriend, the new girlfriend, why automatically after she gets killed, and you got to look at the signs and symptoms, the times and dates that these people was murdered and or things happened to them, they was jailed. And then on top of that, because it's all by the patterns of the sun, the stars, and the moon. These people are performing these rituals, which they're giving to these deities for this power. Whether it's war, whether it's fertility, whether it's, just to these things. And my phone finna go dead. But on to say with the girl, she had her own gang ties because she was out in the streets, but then she was a lucrative, or not lucrative, but she had she was Instagram influencer, over almost 1 million subscribers. So they can use her in the demonic, and then ain't no telling, she could have crossed somebody, or maybe somebody was after her because of him. Like, you'll never know the real narrative because it was so entangled. But 6 days after she died, automatically the authorities pick him up on something and take him to jail. None or cooperative witness for their narrative agenda. And then her murder goes viral on August 17, 2025. Girlfriend shot and killed in New York City. Okay, TEKASHI goes to jail on an arrest violation. Okay, so, I mean, now he's a neo-snitch, he's certified goon. So he's he's just somewhere else in the music industry. Like, how could you say it? The gauge. We don't know if he's doing bad, he doing good, but it looked like on the outside he doing bad. But is he going up? He blowing up. After she died, it seemed like he blew up. He a whole different person now. His hair cut off. He got the little taper fade or whatever he got. One solid color. He looking neon. He don't care about nobody. He to himself because he's labeled a snitch living now. He's living his best life. Now different genre of music and making Mexican music. You know, just look at the patterns of these industry people and how they take their friends and families down with them, unknowingly or some knowingly. That's what I'm saying. Some give it all up, and some is you just a casualty. So 6ix9ine, it's just interesting to see how his life plays out. These people are like soap operas. They're actors. They're performers of the dark arts. This is their crafts. They are groomed and taught these things. And they integrate these things into our society today, making Gen Z and whoever else who follows who they are, which shapes the society, but just takes the society down. So you can be eligible for that MK Ultra and that one world government that's already been going on, the New World Order. I mean, you just falling in line. And so these are the examples, and I wanted to go down the rabbit hole today because these are the people that they look after, and these are the examples. That's why the Lord said, don't follow the stars, they're falling. And so you got to think of the ideology, the theology, and then the instruction. I mean, not the instructions, but the origin of where these things come from. And when you start doing your research, start looking it up. Oh, it's the other way around. Yeah, right? So, and then Satan, he offers you a rich new life, dreams, media outlets, you know, everything that a human at your age, in your bracket, what you're indoctrinated with, these are the things, your desires of your heart that you want. He'll give them to you. But it's for a time being, you know, Satan wants everything back. It's for a price. And yes. So, yeah, TEKASHI 6ix9ine, I'm out. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. This was long, but it was good, right? And a lot of venting and things to ponder and think about in the music industry. It's kind of interesting to see where he'll go from here, right? And do these people ever think their life is in danger? You know, how much time does he think he have? That's what I'm saying with, you don't know what gauge the industry has him on because you have a number on your back. A new identity, new person, new creature. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe for more content like this at Morona Prophecy 597. Peace.